imagine a world without containers. Surprisingly, they are only about 70 years old. In 1950, Malcolm McLean watched workers loading cargo piece by piece. His idea was almost absurdly simple. Put track trailers directly onto ships. That single shift cut costs by 97% and reshaped the global economy. Today, 90% of the world's goods travel by containers, powering 14 trillion global trade network that makes modern life possible. McLean laid the economic foundation for globalization itself, that today is expanding to space. Every step of my professional journey has led me to where I am today. After graduating from the Technion in aerospace engineering, I began my career in the Israeli Air Force, managing missile testing and later joining the Iron Dome development team, an experience that taught me the power of innovation under pressure of time and money, while everyone around saying it's impossible. Wanting to make a broader impact on daily life in Israel, I moved to the Ministry of Transportation, leading national rail and highway projects while advancing smart mobility initiatives. Those years in public service became a full circle when I became the Director General of the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, overseeing Israel's innovation ecosystem, including its space agency. Today, as CEO of Moonshot Space, I'm combining everything I've learned: infrastructure, innovation, and aerospace to lead Israel's next giant leap into space. So why space, and why now? Well, humanity extends beyond Earth. We are growing faster than ever. Our population on Earth double in shorter and shorter cycle. And soon, the resources on Earth won't be enough. In the next century, space will be a vital extension of life, supporting millions of people in trillions in economic activity. And that's why space is open for business. Currently, a 600 billion industry projected to triple itself within a decade to 2 trillion market. Tech giants are already there. SpaceX of Elon Musk, Blue Origin of Jeff Bezos, Virgin Galactic of Richard Branson, making space not just for astronauts anymore. Hard to ignore the fact that they are all men. But that's for another talk. Space is definitely no longer just about getting to orbit. It's about creating a growing economy beyond Earth, with station and habitats, satellite services, orbital manufacturing, mining, tourism, and even space-based data centers. Just last September, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman noted that lots of the world gets covered in data center overtimes, and maybe we should put them in space. And it's actually already happening. Just last week, StarCloud launched StarCloud 1, the first satellite equipped with an NVIDIA H100 GPU, testing how data centers will operate in orbit. This mission marks a major step toward orbital cloud computing, leveraging solar energy and the unique cooling advantages of the space environment. On Earth, every market and economy relies on a supply chain. The way we move goods depends on the type of cargo and its route, by ship, by airplanes, or any ground vehicles. But when it comes to moving goods from Earth to space, we still have just one option: rockets, big ones or even bigger ones. Modern rockets have made access to space more affordable and common, but they still face physical limitations. They can only carry about 4% of their total mass as payload. Not ideal for laying a foundation of a dynamic supply chain. In the beginning of the 20th century, rocket scientist Tsiolkovsky showed that every rocket face the tyranny of the rocket equation. Reaching orbit requires exponential relationship between fuel and payload. Every kilogram of payload, you need 30 kilograms of fuel. That means that nearly 90% of the rocket is just fuel that carries the fuel, that carries minimal payload. It means that the cost for delivering every kilo of good to space is the same, whether it's high-value technology, astronauts, or just simple material. And that's why getting goods to orbit remains the biggest challenge. Honestly, it's like buying a business class seat for your bottles of water. Just as McLean revolutionized shipping on Earth, we are at the same turning point for space. Delivering cargo every hour may sound like science fiction, but it's the next step in building true space economy. A new approach, small, fast, and affordable launch system could provide a logistic solution. It might sound like Jules Verne's space canon dream, but today it can come true. We can develop these days a system that will send payload to space, even the moon, for a fraction of a cost. Alongside my co-founders, I'm chasing the Moonshot dream, to make space closer and part of our everyday shared life. When we think of launching something to space, we imagine fire, smoke, and the thunder of a rocket tearing through the skies. But what if there was another way? At Moonshot, we're developing a kinetic launch system that uses pure physics, electricity, electromagnetic power, and motion to send payload to orbit at a hypersonic speed. A long, sleek tube, quiet, precise, lined with powerful magnetic coils. Each coil fires in a perfect sequence, creating a wave of force that pushes a capsule until it's moving 8 kilometers per second, getting most of its energy from the ground. Because of the extreme acceleration, it made for tough cargo, not people or delicate equipment. Let's just say, if you wouldn't take a cargo ship on your next trip to Paris, you wouldn't use our launcher to get to space either. To bring this idea to life, we've assembled some of Israel's brightest minds in rocketry, defense, and technology. Basically, the kind of team you want if you ever decide to build a space launcher on your backyard. Our goal is simple but bold: to build an affordable and sustainable supply chain between Earth and space. One that could transform the way industries, research, and humanity itself connect with orbit. Delivering to space opens up transformative opportunities across industries. As costs fall to the level of container shipping, space delivery will shift to our new standard: small to medium, tough cargo, starting at about 200 kilos of fuel, oxygen, and other essentials. Basically, everything you need in order to survive in space, except maybe Starbucks. Going back to Tchaikovsky, who envisioned humanity's journey beyond Earth, saying the Earth is the cradle of humanity, but one cannot live in the cradle forever. That idea was always stayed with me. Humanity wasn't meant to stay still. And honestly, neither was I. It's the same curiosity, the same drive to go beyond what's familiar that led me to Moonshot. I believe that solving our day-to-day problems, it just isn't enough. If we focus on what's right in front of us, we'll never see what's waiting beyond. Real breakthroughs happen when we take on the bigger challenges, the ones that push us beyond comfort, beyond limits, and beyond Earth itself. Thank you very much.